Okay, back in our 1968 GTX, another cool thing that is optional that this car has is 486, the console, the center console. That is absolutely one of the neatest options. It has a jockey box in it for putting all your stuff in there. Royal had things he'd keep in there too, back in the day. And they paid $52.85 for it. The performance hood treatment, sales code 508, that's this area right here. Optional. Otherwise, this would have been completely yellow. How these louvers right here, these inserts, are painted black, and it's a matte black. And then you follow the trajectory off of the ends all the way down here, and then duplicate it on the other side. This whole center section is actually black, which I think serves two purposes. One, against the yellow, it looks super cool. Two is, it cuts down the glare, because shiny paint glares where matted paints don't. And that's why this wasn't shiny either, just in case you're wondering. You couldn't get a glossy black hood sport treatment. You had to get the matte black so it wouldn't reflect the sun as much. This is very unusual for 1968. Code 533, headrest restraint. Around January of '69 on production, headrests were mandatory. Prior to that, they were optional. So this was an option for headrests, and it was $43.90. They're not on the seats, but you can see right here, the headrests drop down here. The only other 68 we've had here that have the headrests on it are the folks' 1968 Dodge Dart GTS, the convertible that they bought new. They bought that car and paid extra because they wanted those headrests as well. 536, left-hand outside remote control chrome mirror. They paid $9.40 for that. You're not gonna have an aha moment, okay? It had it. It's inside the car. Actually, it's out in the parts pod right now because the owner of this car started to disassemble it several years ago and then sent it out to us to finish it up. It is drilled for it, as you can tell, and on the interior, if you look, you'll see the hole has also already been made for the remote control. This is really interesting. 580 road wheels. Look here, styled, chrome plated. Styled, chrome plated. That was what the road wheel or Magnum 500 looked like in 1968. And it cost $97.30 extra. The road wheel that you see on this car is not a chrome plated. Sure, the inside portions are. But this wheel requires a beauty ring. This style of wheel, where this is a beauty ring and not all chrome, started in 1969. Fair enough. But we know the car is a 68, so obviously somebody put later wheels on it. No, they didn't. We have actual photographs of the car when it was new, when he brought it home from the dealership, the owner of it, and it had these wheels on it. Now, what's really freaky about that is how would you put wheels on it that aren't even out yet? I mean, I know the answer. It's Marty McFly. You know what I'm saying? You get in that little DeLorean crap box, and you type in August 1st, 1969, first scheduled day of production for Chrysler's cars. Anywho, point being, Marty McFly helped him get these wheels. So that's a neat piece of trivia. Expedite manufacturer certificate, not sure. F7014 red streak tires, standard equipment. They called it out here, but you remember up at the top, it said it came with red streak tires. They're just calling it out down here on the Monroney sticker. Now, you add all that up, $3,966.95 is how much the car cost. $68 destination charge meant the total for the car was $4,034.95. And so that is the end of the sales code and the validation of our 1968 GTX. You're gonna be hard pressed to find a cooler car with better documentation that's an all-one owner, all right? So with that, I'm gonna let Eli start on the disassembly of it. We'll bring one of the dry boxes around, start putting parts in it, and begin the process of restoring our 1968 Plymouth GTX 440 4-speed car. This has been Mopars with Mark on Graveyard Cars.